Who wants to win something free? If you're in a continental United States and you follow these guidelines, you'll have a shoe-in. All right, so how would you like to win one of these two silver water generators? Well, here's how you can do it. First of all, you have to thumbs up the video. It's down in one of those corners. It's that corner, I'm pretty sure. Secondly, you have to subscribe to my channel. And third, you have to put in the comment section of this video, I subscribed. And what I'm going to do is probably the 20th of next month, I'm going to go through the list of people who said they subscribed, and I'm going to check your account. If you're subscribed to my account on the 20th, I will contact you via Instagram and get your mailing address from you, and I will mail you whichever one of these. First place winner will get the choice of their box and the 2 silver wires that I used in the video. Second place will just get whatever's left over, but hey man, you get a free box out of the deal. I'll mail it to you. It doesn't cost you anything to mail. This is for the continental United States only. But if you're from somewhere else, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe anyways to help me out. All right, well, I hope that helps some of you all out. This is a great project to do. You and your kid could knock this out in about, I don't know, what I have, about 20 minutes invested in one of these, and you go to like a science fair and talk about ions and silver floating through water, and you start talking about, you know, how silver back in the day, they used to keep things from spoiling. They used to use silver, in case you didn't know, to keep like milk from spoiling. They put a silver coin in a glass of milk, it wouldn't spoil. And that's kind of how the folklore with the silver bullet, with the werewolf and all that, because silver kills bacteria. So make sure you use, and let me see if I can find that paper. Make sure it's going to be backwards. But you see the 0.9999? I can focus on that. All right, so it says 0.9999 ultra pure fine silver. So it's got to be at least that to make all of this work for you and be safe. Well, I hope you liked the video. So for the first project, we're going to need some soldering iron, or some soldering wire rather, 3 9-volt batteries, a box like this, a double cable cap to go on top of that when we're done. This is 99.99% pure silver wire. So if you're looking for it on Amazon, or not Amazon, well, Amazon or eBay, it's 99.99% pure. Or if they have 5 nines now, 99.999%, or it'll be 0.9999 or 0.99999. So anything that's 0.9999, 4 nines or more pure, which would be 5 nines or more, that's what you want to use. Anything less than that, they've got a 99.9%, that's not good enough. And you want to make sure there's 4 nines or more in your silver wire. Okay, so you're going to need some heat shrink wraps, tubes. You're going to need 2 sets of dragon clips, and I've got these with the rubber caps on them to kind of keep them protected. You're going to need 3 of these 9-volt caps, and a soldering iron that is very hot, and a thing of electrical tape. So let's go ahead and get started on this build. Okay, now I've got these all figured out. These open up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my heat shrink ready, and I'm going to take this and put this inside here. And what I'm going to do is we're going to try to get to 27 volts. Well, we're not going to try anything. It's what we're going to do. We're going to get to 27 volts, and by doing that, it's going to generate enough power to produce the end result we're looking for. So, all right, so I've got one there, okay, and then I'm going to take another one. I'm going to take another heat shrink, and I'll put that, let's see, right over there, like such. And then I'm going to get another black wire and connect that just like that. Okay, all right, so what we end up with is a chain, and one end is an open black wire and one end is an open red wire. So not that hard to do, right? So get this really hot. All right, so I got my joint right here. What I'm gonna try to do is get this to go right onto my connection here. You got a little bit on there. I like to get more. And typically I like to try to heat the wire up. That way it kind of really melts inside everything that's connected. Okay, so when you get done soldering, this is how, focus, this is how it should look. It should be soldered all the way through. Now I've got a little bit of problems with my focus. I've got a little bit of wire that kind of popped out like that, but that'll be just fine. I'm going to fold that over once it cools off, obviously. And then, okay, so now that we've got our connections made, what I'm going to do is go ahead and heat shrink this. So there's that. All right, next thing we have to solder, obviously, right, is these. We have to take these and connect them to the open end of the wire. So I'm going to take the red and put it on the red end and the black on the black end. So, all right, for these coated caps, like the one shown here, first you have to take this rubber piece off. So to do that, you basically slide it out the front, right? And then it comes out. And then what you're going to do is get it off your finger and you're going to slide it down like you did the shrink wrap. So you're going to slide it down and then you're going to run this wire. There's a hole in this. So you're going to run this wire through this hole and then you're going to wrap that around. And again, I'm going to solder this connection. Now, these happen to have these little clips on here, which I'm going to have to take some pliers and kind of clamp that down. And that just kind of gives it another level of security inside that. So go ahead and get that clamped down. And I'm going to do the other one, and then I'm going to... So everything's done, and this is the entirety of the project that we're building right here, okay? But now I'm going to show you how to kind of dress it up, make it a little more portable, a little more easier to manage. Some ideas that I have. So stick tight, let me show you what we can do. Oh, I wanted to show you all one more little trick that I have up my sleeve. These things are kind of a pain to get pushed up over the wire, or over the clamp rather. So what I like to do is just take something that I can lock into that jaw, open it back up as wide as I can get it, and then slide that in, and then slide that in, and then you're done. Alright, so this is what I ended up with. 2 on one side and 1 on the other. What that does is it kind of gets the wires to go across and gives you a little more of a clean feel to it, in my opinion. Now, if you decide to build one of these, you can do it however you want, but this is the route that I'm going to go. So, let's see what it looks like. Alright, so here's all the wires connected, and got the rubber bumpers protecting everything. So that way, you know, the box I'm putting this in is metal, so you want to make sure that there's absolutely zero chance of anything touching the inside of the box. This part hurts the most. It's because this wire is not cheap. But what I'm going to do is let me snip off the end of it so I have a flat end. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little piece about yay long and one more piece. And I'm going to take those pieces, and basically what I'm going to do, if I can grab one, is insert it like a cable wire. Quit looking at my camera. Into here. So I'm going to take my pliers, I'm going to shove that in real good and show you what it looks like. Now, you can absolutely use a piece of copper wire for this. It's like 12, I think these are 12 gauge pieces. No, probably 14, that's 14 gauge, I would assume. About a 14 gauge piece, and you can do that. But, you know, it would have cost me more to buy wire to do that. So I'm just using these. So. Alright, so since this won't fit in the box with these wires and everything the way they are, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tape and I'm going to basically wrap this around the whole box just to hold it into place. Then take these wires and shove them through the sides here. and then connect that inside through there. So give me 1 second and I'll get that done. I've got the tape wrapped around the box and the batteries. So what I'm going to do is take this side and shove it through here. Take that side and shove it through there. Make sure not to let any of these metal pieces touch. And here's the magic to it all for this. You're just going to clamp these on your silver pieces. So go ahead and do that. Alright, so after that, what we'll do is we'll just take this and we'll zip our screws in just like that. Go ahead and zip these on in. Voila. Yeah, back when I used to make these, they used to have project boxes at Radio Shack that were a little bit bigger than this, so everything was kind of self-contained in the box. But Radio Shack doesn't sell much of anything anymore. In fact, their corporate office has closed and they've kind of let everything go to the wayside. So anyways, this is your generator right here. Now check this out. This is how we're going to do this. Alright, so here's the finished product. So basically you have these two wires sticking out, and I've got a glass of water here. So let's give it a shot and see what happens. Let's give it a shot and see what we got. Alright, you can see the bubbles forming. And that right there is producing what you're looking for, the silver water. See all those little bubbles coming off the side there? Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, I can. Alright, so you see all the bubbles and everything coming up? That is making water, or the silver water. And this is what's coming off here. This is what you're looking for. This is the silver actually being put into the water. So how cool is that? Now again, you don't want to do this with just regular tap water. You want to do it with distilled water. And when you use distilled water, you're going to use just a little bit of like Himalayan salt, some really pure salt to get. Alright, so that's the first product. Let me show you, if you don't have one of these, if you just got some parts laying around the house, let me show you how to make a different one. We're going to build a different kind of box. Same thing, but just in a different format, just to show you that there's more than one way to skin a cat. So this is a junction box that I bought at Lowe's. I think it was $5 or $6, which is about, it's a lot wider than the boxes I'm used to making these things in, but as far as depth goes, it's about the same. So we'll be able to contain everything inside this box. So you're going to need this box. Again, you're going to need 2 dragon clips. You're going to need solder. You're going to need wire strippers. You're going to need 3 more of these. Your electrical tape, your lighter, and I think that's about it. Oh, batteries. You need 3 9-volt batteries, and last but not least, I did forget about these. you need to get, these are the, there you go. These are the cable connections. And you can buy those at Home Depot or Lowe's. And they come with the little, you can see the little nuts in there to wrench them down. And you're going to need, if I can get that to focus, a number 10, just like that. And I got that at Lowe's. So, and of course, drill. So I'm gonna go ahead and build what I've already built before. You don't need to see me resolder all this stuff. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna put it in this box. Okay, so I've got the second machine built and just got different clip colors on there. This is no big deal. And actually these could be the same color. They could be hot. It's however you want to do it. It doesn't really matter. These are the colors I had and I ran out of black and red. So, but for the next project box, what we're going to use is this. And basically this is, like I said before, a junction box. And it's waterproof. So I'm going to see about where these cable connectors need to go in here so I don't run into an issue again with the wiring. Okay, and because there is so much space inside this box, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lid and I'm just going to pick a side. So let's say, for example, you know, a side up here and a side up here. That way, there's no chance for the batteries to get in the way of what's going on. And yes, I actually did make another, you know, machine. No trickery on that. But anyway, all right. So let's get going on this. So we're just going to pick a spot for a hole. How about right there? Ding! And I'm going to clean that up. Let me get the other hole drilled. I'm thinking, how about right there? That's where a happy little hole is. Here's the two holes. Next one I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these plugs, and there's a long end. I don't know if you can see this. There's a long end and a short end. So I'm going to take the long end and put that through the hole. All right. And then I've got a little washer we put on it, because we don't want to be heathens. Alright, so there's a washer on there, if I can get that to focus on something besides my refrigerator. And then, let me put, they got a little nut that goes on there. Right, so I'll figure tighten that down. And I'll tighten that down a little bit better with some pliers. Let's see, how's that going to feel? That's snug. Just use my electrical pliers, just grab a hold of that. And do a little turn. Alright, we'll do the next one, same thing. Right up to the back of the hole, just like that. Put the washer on. Put the little nut, put it on there. He said little nut. Put it on there. Alright, same thing. Hold it back with my finger. Just give it a little twist. Make sure it doesn't come off. Okay, so there's the machine. It's a little crooked, but whatever. Doesn't have to be beautiful. Just take all these and connect them to a battery. Alright, so there's that. Basically, same thing as before. I'm going to use these to clip onto a piece of wire. So let me go ahead and get the piece of wire put into the cables. I'm using silver from the spool of wire that I bought, and you know, I'm looking at maybe 3/4 of an inch, something like that, just enough to kind of get down into the back of the thing and for the dragon clips to have something to grab onto. So I got those guys in. Now the next thing we're going to do, like before, is we're going to take, it doesn't matter which dragon clip goes where, you just kind of clamp it on like such. Right, and then take your box, put your wires down in there, and then close it up. And then we're going to take our screws, put those, see if you can see that, yeah. Put the screws back down into the box. Then after that, you're going to take your drill and kind of drill them back down in. And now, let's give it a test. Got my box right here, and there we go. We start seeing the bubbles form. over here, and then again you will see the silver water forming on the left hand side. So there is a second variation of a silver water machine. I can almost watch that forever. It's really pretty. Kind of reminds me of when the ghosts come out of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. All right. You want to see another version of this? Yeah, Jason, I think. So we're going to make another version of this, and this is going to be where we start getting to where we're trying to get as cheap as we possibly can. And so the next version, we're going to use the jar and the lid. So let's get started. A jar lid. You're going to need 2 of these again, some solder, 2 of your silver wire, 3 more of these, and of course you're going to have to cut 2 little small pieces again to go inside here to make your connections. So let's get started. I'm going to first drill 2 holes in the top, pretty much like I did on this build here. Okay, so here's the lid, and I don't recommend doing this build because, as you see on the back, the tin tears up really bad. You can see around here and down where I made these ventilation holes, because there's bubbles and stuff going on. I wasn't sure if gas was going to build up in there, so I want to make sure it's ventilation holes. But just kind of giving you an idea, like if you have no other way of doing something, this is definitely not the way to do it. You could definitely get hurt. The drill I used ended up grabbing and twisting, and you know, you could cut yourself real bad, so don't do this one. But this is just kind of a for fun one. The final engine built. It's just like as before, and I've got my lid done. And again, I don't really recommend this, but actually I'm going to go ahead and say don't even do it. Go ahead and put that on there like that. And this isn't going to be the most pretty thing on the planet, but check this out. So there you go. It's pretty simple to do. And the closer you get these wires together, the better it is. But you see that it's now literally dumping off of the wires like it was before. You see the bubbles over there going again. So that's one more way to do this. Now, I know there's going to be somebody out there and go, hey Jason, listen, I'm not exactly the best at soldering. Alright, so you're not good at soldering. Well, check this out. They've got these double-sided dragon clips. I bought these at Harbor Freight. I got a gang of them for $3 or $4. They come in a box that says high voltage lead test. So this is the non-soldering method. So and I don't recommend this at all. So don't even try it. Don't even do this. Same thing basically as before. Alright, now I'm going to take one dragon clip, clip it on to this side. Do we see where I'm going with this? Take the other dragon clip on this side, and then grab my little tripod, clip that there, and clip that there. And again, same thing. Got the bubbles forming, which means on the other side there's going to be silver water being created. Alright, so you can see it kind of dumping down now. Let's see if I can get a more clear spot. And you need to clean your silver off every so often with like a green Brillo pad or something like that. You know, I'm switching these things up. I don't know if they're, you know, which one's positive, which one's negative, but you definitely get more silver water if you keep your silver clean. So I just clean mine off with like a green Brillo pad or something like that. Something that won't put any other kind of metal into the silver, because you want to keep that as pure as possible. Okay, now we want to get really cheap. Well, I'm going to show you in just a few seconds how you could do this with any kind of anything in your house. Check this out. All you need is your batteries and your clips. So watch this. You can make one out of a cardboard box. A shoe. Hey, it works. I definitely wouldn't use it. Man, I found that shoe on the side of the road. Whatever in the hell this thing is. Maybe you could tell me, I don't know, I bought it at the dollar store. Alright, so how would you like to win one of these two silver water generators? Well, here's how you can do it. First of all, you have to thumbs up the video. It's down in one of those corners. It's that corner, I'm pretty sure. Secondly, you have to subscribe to my channel. And third, you have to put in the comment section of this video, I subscribed. And what I'm going to do is probably the 20th of next month, I'm going to go through the list of people who said they subscribed, and I'm going to check your account. If you're subscribed to my account on the 20th, I will contact you via Instagram and get your mailing address from you, and I will mail you whichever one of these. First place winner will get the choice of their box and the 2 silver wires that I used in the video. Second place will just get whatever's left over, but hey man, you get a free box out of the deal. I'll mail it to you. It doesn't cost you anything to mail. This is for the continental United States only. But if you're from somewhere else, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe anyway.